Speaking of impressive, chat, the Calgary Flames post-trade deadline. It is time to find out just how far the boys can go. Sold in some ways, bought in others. And it leads to our team looking like this post-deadline. We do need to add Ben Sherratt to the defense, which is a little bit scary. And by a little bit scary, I mean a lot of bit scary. But I think what we'll do... Look, Hotyuk's played well next to Uyghur this year. Ball and Brewstowitz have been okay, but not amazing. We're going to reunite Hotyuk and Uyghur, and then we're going to do Ball, Anderson, Sherratt, Brewstowitz. So, we'll see how that defense does. The left side obviously has some work to do. I mean, technically, we could balance it a little bit better to be like a Hotyuk, Ball, Sherratt, Brewstowitz, Anderson, Uyghur, but I'm trying to spread around the wealth a little bit. Power play, though, we do have to reorganize after the trade. So, again, we got Marner. Dude, it actually puts James Hagens on that top unit, but I am going to stick with Kadri, who's had a great season. I do want Brewstowitz up here. And we do want Huberdeau on this top unit. So we need to get Kadri up at the point. We want Marner on the wall. Marner down low. I think we had Huberdeau down low. Him being a lefty, though. Let's get Mitch Marner down low. That is still a pretty damn solid power play, but obviously we need to get Bruce off of the draws if we can. Please and thank you. Get Nazem Kadri back on those face-offs. The second power play, still with the heavy emphasis on the younger players on the team. We need Hagens on face-offs with Zary and Coronado. Where's Hagens compared to the scorers? I will take a look to see if it's worth bumping him up just to try and help his chance at winning the Calder. I didn't even notice Coronado was still here. I'm surprised it let me do that. Sharon Govich. We need you on the power play, even though you've had a pretty bad year. Again, shit. Okay, no, it did work. Even though I don't like immediately getting rid of, by the way, Anderson hasn't even had playoff time this year, or power play time this year. He might have playoff time by the end of it. That is honestly impressive then, that he's been doing that well. So, fair play. All right, so setup man here is Hagens, finisher Coronado. Face-off wise is Zary. We'll sub him out for Hagens. So I still like the look of that second unit. And also we didn't want Brewstowitz there. Can I please put Hagens as the center? No, I can't. Okay. Can I please put Hagens as the center now? Cool. Weird, but cool. Brewstowitz, you got to go for Mackenzie Uyghur. Well, to be honest, maybe Uyghur's the one that shouldn't have the power play time. Anderson's done really well this year. That's a good sign that we have almost too many players that are worthy of power play time. But yeah, we can check the rookie scoring race right now. But again, Kadri, it's tough to argue him not being on that top power play. He's been awesome this year. Speaking of awesome, that Oilers top line. Jesus Christ. Rookie skaters. Right now, it's Marco Kaspers to lose. 9 points up on Hagens. Maybe we do have to bump up Hagens. If we want him to win the Calder, I think we got to go all in then. So Marner, Hagens, Besser, Huberdeau, Kadri, Sharon, Govich. I don't hate it. And then We will... I'm going to leave the power play the way it is. Just because it makes a little bit more sense with who's out there. But yeah, Higgins can be on that top line. Let's see how the season goes. I mean, we said we wanted to, make a splash in free agency, try to get back into a competitive state. Especially after being able to draft James Higgins first overall. Like, that's the franchise player that you wait for. So what's the point in being like, no, let's keep being bad? Like, no, we got a couple decent prospects. We were missing the big time prospect to build around. We just got him. Now is the time to go for it. 2 losses in a row. 3 losses in a row. Okay. Jeff Dillon's healthy in the AHL. We'll just best lines. Or not best lines. We'll just leave it. It's fine. Currently the 8th seed in the playoffs, though. Quite a few losses. We might not make it. That kind of sucked to not make the playoffs. Granted, again, we didn't give up that much to be in a competitive state. We lose 9-4 to the Oilers. A post-deadline collapse for Calgary. We are not guaranteed a playoff spot here unless we have a great end of the season. Lose to Montreal. Freddie Anderson's out before we play Toronto. And that sees us at 39, 31, and 6. 8th in goals for per game, 19th in goals against, 12th best power play. We are currently the 8th seed, but Anaheim is right there. Dallas is right there. No guarantee that we make it. Not at all. Let's double check some things here really quickly. How has Higgins done over the last couple of weeks? He's now on 48 points, so that's the answer. He had a phenomenal month. He had a phenomenal month. He stays. Wolf still done well there. How has Anderson done? That's what we get for relying on Freddie Anderson to take the team to the next level. Well, Dustin Wolf will be the starter. Dustin Wolf will be the starter come playoff time. This we know. We have New Jersey. Holy suck. The other guy was better, but it is what it is. Wolf against Markstrom. I know I can check the game logs for Higgins, but I don't have to. Like his point, he went up by 11 points that month. We lose to New Jersey. We do beat San Jose. That's a big win, especially in division. We play the Sharks again midweek. Freddie is healthy. I might want to turn... Ooh! Nas did win 1,000 faceoffs. He now has gold quick draw. Let's go, Nas. That's beautiful. Very nice. Elite center. Nazem Kadri. I am here for it. I am absolutely here for that. All right, Freddie against San Jose. I'm a bit nervous to run Anderson for this. But we will. We lose 3-1. Yeah, we're going to have to make sure Freddie Anderson isn't playing here. And in fairness, I wanted him as the backup, essentially. But, I also didn't think he'd be this bad. So Wolf is in against Utah. We win 3-1. Seattle's up next. They've had a pretty bad season. As things stand, we are in 6th and not in a playoff spot. We have to win these final 2 games or we might miss the playoffs. That would be incredibly disappointing, as Matt Coronado is now upset that he is not on the second line. So we're going to bump him up for Sharon Govich. We knew that signing Marner and Besser was risky, especially because it might cause some trouble with the players we already have. And a lot of these guys aren't particularly happy to just have power play time, but be on the third line. They want to be on the line that they're supposed to be on. How has Ben Sherratt done since getting here? I mean, he's been fine. He hasn't been awful, but... Mr. Wolf, we need you here. We need you. We need to beat Seattle, or there's a very good chance we're not going to the playoffs. A brutal month of March has put us into a precarious position. First period, 1-0 Flames, Connor Zary. Second period, goal apiece, Ty Cartier, Yegor Sharangovich. Third period, we get the win. Matt Coronado seals the deal. It's going to come down to game 82. It is going to come down to our final game of the season against the Minnesota Wild. Apparently, Anderson played anyway. It says 29 saves. Oh, that was the last grudge match. Never mind. I was going to say, wait a minute. Are we out? We are not. However, we're 2 points behind the Ducks. Same amount of games played. We're even with the Canucks, but they still have 2 games to go. There is a real chance that we're not making the playoffs here. That's crazy. That is crazy. For how good of a season we've had to potentially miss out. Shit. Dustin, I mean, we're looking at you, buddy. We're looking at you. We got to win just to have a chance. Final game of the regular season. It's in Minnesota. We need to win. First period, 1-0 Calgary. Hunter Brushewicz. Second period, 1-1 Joel Erikssonek. The old Yoel. Good old Joel. Matt Zuccarello makes it 2-1. Power play again for Minnesota. Power play for Calgary. Our season. We are hanging on by a thread here. Should not have trusted Mitch Marner to get us into the playoffs, apparently. Gotta rock the alternate for Minnesota, you know? Oh, man. Missing the playoffs after bringing in Brock Besser and Mitch Marner. Fucking oof. Fucking oof. They have a few minutes to try and save their season, and we need some results to go our way. People joked about, oh yeah, it's going to be fun to fight for the 8th seed. LOL, here we are, having to fight for the 8th seed. We have 2 minutes to save our season. Spurgeon up to Marcus Foligno. Foligno to Danforth, the former Blue Jacket. Big stop by Wolf. Spurgeon back to Danforth. Middleton takes a hit. Hagens has it. Only redeeming factor for this season is if he wins the Calder. That shot's blocked. Trouble for Wallstead. And he covers. We got to set the boys to be as aggressive as possible here.
There's a clear strategy going on here, and they're shortening the bench.
Well, I can even figure this one out, James. You don't have to be an analytic genius to figure out.
All right, gentlemen. Varga to pull the goalie there, but we have some time. Brock Faber has the puck off the draw. Up to Kaprizov. Kaprizov shot. Blocker stop by Wolf. Minnesota again, and they score. And that will pretty much do it for the Calgary Flames this year.
Well, this is a real tough shot to handle, James. He might have dropped a little bit early into his butterfly, which would have exposed the top of the net.
Off the post and in. That will pretty much do it. 2 years in a row, we're going to miss out on the playoffs by a point or two. I'm glad that coach has my hairline. Actually, mine's better than that, in fairness. That's atrocious. Last year, we were happy to miss the playoffs. This year, we're not so happy in terms of missing the playoffs. It's funny how that works. Wolf was 3 inches taller, right? Adri with gold quick draw loses the face-off. Rodin misses high and wide. Recovery here. We send Wolf to the bench. Kadri down low. Huberdeau to... Oh, Coronado's robbed in front by Wallstead. Eriksson Ek to Faber. Rodin ends it. That'll do it. Our season ends in game 82 in Minnesota. Jonas Brodin's 8th of the year. Chest from the opposite side of the blue line. No playoffs for the Flames this year, but what I'm focused on is that fucking save by Wallstead. It's a great pass to hit Zaire, or I was going to say hit Zaire to hit Coronado. Jesus. Kicks the pad out through a teammate's, not through a teammate's leg, but powering past a teammate's leg, and that'll do it. We'll accept the result for what it is. Minnesota wins. And we are getting to our off season much sooner than anticipated. Vancouver lost their game. Coach, we did not make the playoffs. Or did we? Did Vancouver lose their final 2 games and we had tiebreaker on them? Oh my God, Vancouver choked. There's no way. They had 2 games left and only needed 1 point, and they lost both games in regulation. Vancouver choked. We have made the playoffs. That's insane. They needed 1 point in their final 2 games and couldn't do it. We will get the Battle of Alberta in round number 1. Dude, they got blown the fuck out, too. Holy shit. They lost 7-1 to LA, 3-2 to Seattle, 4-3 to San Jose, 6-2 to Anaheim. Jesus. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. They choked so hard. And the Calgary Flames, indeed, same amount of goals for, same amount of goals against. Identical records, except the +5 on ROW. That's nuts, dude. That is nuts. Wow. So there it is. We will take on Edmonton in round 1, San Jose and Vegas. The Anaheim Ducks will play the Winnipeg Jets, and Nashville plays Colorado. Jesus. In the Atlantic, Montreal plays Boston, Ottawa, and Toronto. And the Buffalo Sabres will play the New York Rangers. Pittsburgh plays New Jersey. Box score from what game? J. Marty. Montreal won the President's Trophy. Goddamn. St. Louis finishes dead last. Utah, Detroit, Philly, and Florida, your bottom 5. All from Vancouver choking. Yeah, we can look. Were we the lowest team to make the playoffs? We were. Islanders missing out. It's brutal for them. 14th in the league, no playoffs. Whew. God damn. Dude, 7-1 the final score. For them to lose their final game of the year is awful. Thank you, Warren Fogle, Philip Deno, and Darcy Kemper. My heroes right there. They were down 4-1 at the end of the first. Jesus. Well, we got a little regular season recap to do before we get to the playoffs, which is shocking, but that's where we're at. Nazem Kadri, point per game, develops gold quick draw. What a season for him. Mitch Marner, point per game, 63 assists. Not bad, considering he did not have an Austin Matthews to work with. He only dropped by 7 points. Pretty damn good. Brock Besser does hit 30 goals. Had 9 on the power play instead of the 15 that he needed. Little bit disappointed in Brock, a little bit. Like, come on, man. You can step up more than that, can't you? Speaking of stepping up, Jonathan Huberdeau had a great year. James Hagens, 52 points as a rookie. My only hope is that the -1 doesn't cost him, because plus minus does matter in rookie, Calder voting. Zary, 44 points. Sharon Govich, Coronado, playing middle six this year. Backlund was good, though. Blake Coleman mostly on the fourth line. Popsicle. Stromgren had 11 goals. Lomberg did really well when he played. Is the Sim engine any better this year? It's pretty similar, I would say. Defensively, Anderson, no power play time. Led all defensemen in scoring. That's awesome. Hunter Brewstowitz probably going to be off the power play for the playoffs. Kotyuk did all right. Ball, Schrott. Miramanov did well when he played. For the goalies, Wolf, 913 on the year. Freddie Anderson, once he was acquired, sub 900 save percentage. It's going to be Dustin Wolf's crease to start the playoffs. We just wanted Freddie Anderson as a safety net, and Christ, he almost cost us. Although then there's Devin Cooley, Tank Commander Cooley. Didn't quite get the memo of what we were trying to do this year. Around the league, Connor McDavid, 132 points. You had Draisaitl up there, Pasta, Hyman, and McKinnon. Only 5 guys breaking 100 points. Patrick, chat was keeping an eye on it too. Good win for Calgary, bad loss for Vancouver. Let's see your top goal scorers this year. 68 for Pasta, 59 for Matthews. Draisaitl, McDavid, Bedard, and McKinnon all hit at least 51. So a great season for Connor Bedard. Defensively, Makar over a point per game. Hughes over a point per game. Do not be surprised if you see Quinn Hughes win the Norris because of his even rating as opposed to a -10. 30 goals for Dougie. God damn. Dude, those gold abilities for defensemen, they're still very valuable. Winningest goaltender was Stuart Skinner. Linus Ullmark up there for Ottawa. By the way, since he did re-sign in this timeline, of course, we started... Wow, pretty close. I mean, we started this before he actually re-signed with Ottawa, and the contract is pretty damn close to accurate. So, fair play. He had Markstrom, Charlie Lindgren with 40 goals. Lindgren now in New York. Shutout leader was 9 with Tristan Jarry, imagine. Sorokin had 8. And for save percentages, Tristan Jarry might just win the Vezina, man. That's a great save percentage. Montembeau's up there. A couple of backups. Sorokin over a 920. Fair enough. And for the rookies, I hate to say it, it is probably Marco Kasper. More than likely Demidov because he's only a -2. Hagens is just going to miss out. He put up a great fight. But that is a tough class to have to go against as a rookie. I mean, especially to Demidov's 21, Kasper's 22, Hagens is only 19. So you could argue maybe it would have been better for the Calder to hold Hagens off for a year. Guy's up to an 85, though, after one season. So that was a great season for Demidov. That goalie have a 947 save percentage in one game. That was a loss. Hanek had a 939 and a loss. Sergeyev played a couple of games. Higgins hasn't missed a few games. He might have gotten it. Yeah. Had it not been for our little slide through March, in terms of plus minus, I think, too, it would have been further up and he would have been in a much better spot. But playoff bound are the Calgary Flames, and we know who it is in round one. Who else would it be? It's the Battle of Alberta. The old Battle of Alberta, Calgary and Edmonton. An Edmonton team without Evan Bouchard, who elected to sit out the entire season. We will look at their lines first before adjusting ours. We know who we have to deal with in this series, though, obviously. The Oilers' lines, Zach Hyman, Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl. Victor Arvidsson, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Jeff Skinner. Evander Kane, Matt Savoie, and Brett Leeson. Raphael Lavoie. Or Lavoie. I think it was Lavoie, wasn't it? Anyway. Nick Dowd and Matthias Janmark. Defensively, Matthias Ekholm and Darnell Nurse, Jeff Petrie and Brett Kulak, Urho Vakanainen, and Justin Schultz. The goaltender is Stuart Skinner. Calvin Pickard as his backup. No injuries, but healthy scratches of Ty Emberson, Robbie Arventi, and Vasily Podkolzin. This is a tough matchup for us. This is a very, very, very tough matchup for us. In terms of our lines, again, Coronado's pissed that I put him on the third line this year. He didn't even play third line all season. We're going to have to make a choice for the wings, clearly. Sharon Govich will have a little bit more contract control, but might be right for him to go. But if we go best lines to fix up power play and such, because it can afford to be switched around. Stromgren, Pospisil, Coleman. We're going to go Sharon Govich on the third line with Zarian Backlund. Huberdeau, Hagens, Coronado. Marner, Kadri, and Besser as the top line. Savoie became a monster. My save put up 150 points, 125 versus high scoring. It had to have been, because that's insane. We do want Hatyuk playing. Let's go out Hatyuk and Ball. Yeah. Sherratt. Actually, Sherratt and Ball isn't totally ideal, but it can be done. Hatyuk, Brustowitz, Uyghur, and Anderson. Stack up that top line. So the power play, it goes Hagens, Marner, Huberdeau, Besser, Sharon Govich. I'm okay with that, to be honest. I'm willing to let the coach kind of try what he wants. Medium scoring, high shooting. Fair. That's a hell of a lot of assists. Dustin Wolf is our guy. Shout out to Patrick for the follow, by the way. Welcome. Think, we're a decent little team here. I don't know if we can really put up that good of a fight against the Oilers, but we are going to try. We are indeed. I haven't checked to see if the Wranglers are going to make the playoffs. They are 38, 25, and 6. Not bad. But you got to look at the team stats from the regular season. The Oilers were first in goals. We were 11th. They were 10th in goals against. We were 18th. They were third on the power play. We were 12th. 18th on the PK. We were 21st. It is an uphill battle in our first playoff series since taking over this team. Again, it is only our second season. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Can we pull off the upset? First period of game number 1. Oh, my God. Okay, Jonathan Huberdeau on the power play, and the first career playoff goal for James Hagens. Second period. Scoreline holds. Dustin Wolf, so far so good. Third period, though, there's still a whole lot of time for the Oilers to do some damage here. Power play. Nothing doing. 11 minutes left. Let's see here. Let's see. Can we get the job done? Skinner on the power play. It's never over until it's over. Draisaitl ties it. We led Or at least, oh, God. Oh, how long did we lead for? 5 minutes left in the first. Ugh. Ugh. All right, well, it's not an elimination game, so we won't jump in unless it's double overtime. OT1 in Edmonton. The Oilers score 2 goals in the final 5 minutes to get it to the extra frame. Will it matter? Will it be double overtime? We're 5 minutes away. Are we going to have overtime in game 1? I was going to say double overtime in game 1. With 2 seconds left on the power play, McDavid wins it. A choke job for Calgary in game number 1. That hurts. That hurts. Damn. Damn. So close yet so far. Skinner gets first star. Wolf had a strong performance. Could not stop McDavid right at the very end. The penalty to Rasmus Anderson for tripping. Kevin Ball and Connor Zary each had some rough games. I mean, we took way too many penalties that game. Way too many. Game 1 to Edmonton. That is a brutal way to start a series. To have a 2-0 lead up until 5 minutes left in the third period. And to throw it away like that. Good Lord. In terms of the lines, as punishment, Connor Zary is going to get dropped to the 4th line. Coleman is heading up to said 3rd line. I don't know why Coronado's still pissed, dude. You've been back on the 2nd line for weeks. Fucking man up. And William Stromgren will take a seat. We'll bring in Ryan Lomberg for a bit of physicality. And after his rough game, Kevin Ball is going to sit out for Daniil Miromanov. Too many penalties, boys. Too many penalties. So let's get Miromanov in there. We'll go a Hotjuk Brustowitz, Schrott Miromanov. And of course, in goal, Dustin Wolf. Still the guy. Still the guy. Game number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2, Derek Jeter. First period is goalless. Okay, we held them to just 5 shots. That's promising. Second period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. 1-0 Oilers. Methinks we are in just a smidgen of trouble. Evander Kane makes it 2-0. That is now 5 unanswered goals for the Oilers in this series. And Stuart Skinner gets the 28-save shutout in Game 2. The Oilers successfully defend home ice. And we find ourselves in a pretty rough position here now, don't we?
Here comes the pizza. See it?
Got the mouse for the 40 months on the primer. Mouse, how the heck have you been? Let's hope that brings us some good luck here because the confidence is shaken. The confidence is shaken. Dude, Coronado keeps complaining. Bitch, I'll give you something to complain about. Get your shit together. My God, you were on the 3rd line for 2 weeks. Piss off. Even though he's lost both games, Dustin Wolf is still going to be in. The Weegar-Anderson pairing isn't exactly high-flying. Unfortunately, not your man for good luck. Well, hey, I had to ask. Brustowitz has had a pretty rough series so far. I'm willing to sub people out. If they get pissed, they get pissed. Let's go with the pairing from hell. Ball and Sherratt. Just a couple of beefy boys looking to hit people. And Hotjuk and Miramanov. Let's actually break up that top pairing again. We'll go with Ball and Weegar and then Sherratt Anderson. For the forwards, Lomberg wasn't exactly a negative in the last game. But man, we are not scoring goals. We are not scoring goals right now. Coronado, if you're going to throw a fucking hissy fit, you can go down to the third line anyway. So, the top line's been quiet. Let's reunite Hagens. Go for that. Teravainen last night cost me $180 when he clanked it off the post in the last minute of the game. He did it just to spite you two. Specifically you. Game number 3. We're in trouble here, but you're not in too much trouble until you lose on home ice, right? First period. Getting some goals. Zach Hyman started off the scoring, but it's Backlund, Huberdeau, and Kadri, some of the veteran leadership that we desperately need. Second period, oh my God. Nuge and Draisaitl. Huberdeau on the power play. We are still up by a goal, but man, I don't know if we can keep this Edmonton offense off the board. Power play for the Oilers, no dice. Power play for the Flames, it was abbreviated. No dice. Halfway through the third. We need something here, man. We need something. Can Dustin Wolf hold on this time? Brock Besser, welcome to the playoffs. Welcome, Brock. 5-3, the final score. Calgary doesn't choke this time, thanks to Jonathan Huberdeau. Huberdeau, Besser, Kadri, all showing up. And we get the win when we desperately needed it. The home team has yet to lose in the series, and Lord knows we are going to need that to continue. So badly. So badly. Also, especially, I need Brock Besser to score a ton because I've probably pissed off Matt Coronado to an unrecoverable situation, or into an unrecoverable situation. You get the point. We're not going to focus on that right now. Game number 4 is what we're going to focus on. Easy for me to say. All right, boys, here we go. First period. 1-1. Brock Besser on the power play. Jeff Skinner gets it back. Second period. Well, it was a good run. It was a good run. Power play goal for Skinner. 2 goals for Connor McDavid. We head to the third. 24 shots to 12 in the Oilers' favor. McDavid makes it a hat trick with another power play goal. My God. We are going to be down 3-1 in this series. Realistically, it should be 2-2, but that game 1 choke just put us behind the 8 ball. Our coach is leaving Dustin Wolf hanging out to dry as Draisaitl scored. Weegar gets one back, but 6-2 is the final score. I mean, if McDavid and Draisaitl are cooking like that, there's not much we can do. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. We'll head to Game 5 back in Edmonton. Our season is on the line. Has Mitch Marner done anything in this series? Not a ton. Not a ton. Freddie Anderson is going to get the start here after Wolf got roughed up. Probably going to be Anderson's last game in this uniform. Defensively, I'm mainly checking penalty minutes right now. I think we got to go with whoever's been playing the best. So give me a second to take a look at our players here and see what we have going on. I love lore accurate Mitch Marner. Honestly, I might ask him to waive his no movement clause at the draft. We'll see. We'll see. Miramanoff, can't say you've been particularly great because of the 2 penalties. Okhatyuk has been okay-ish. Rasmus Anderson, good lord. Anderson has not had a particularly great series. Ben Sherratt, as you would imagine, has not had a particularly great series. Mackenzie Weegar has not had a particularly great series. And then Kevin Ball has not had a particularly great series. Jesus. Well, our top defensemen then technically off of performance have been Ball and Okhatyuk. Miramanoff, actually, in fairness, it's been Brustowitz and Okhatyuk. Then you'd probably argue Ball and Miramanoff, and then Anderson, Sherratt. Oh, boy. We're going to take Ben Sherratt out for Brustowitz. And Anderson and Weegar are going to be down on the third pairing together because they've just gotten destroyed. As far as the forwards are concerned, Mitch Marner, not particularly great. Not particularly great. James Higgins, not particularly great for the Calder finalist, who we know will not win the award. Brock Besser has been all right. Godly, we're on Series X. We're using the Vasi Tactics roster that came out yesterday. Jonathan Huberdeau, our savior. Huberdeau has been phenomenal in this series so far. Nazem Kadri. The penalties are hurting him so far, which is pretty typical. Yegor Sharangovich has done nothing, but as a result, has actually kind of been okay. Connor Zary, not a strong performance, especially because of the penalties. Backlund, not particularly amazing either. He's at least staying out of the box. Coronado, I mean, it's been okay. There's not much going on. Ryan Lomberg, not much going on. Popsicle, not much going on. Oh, man. Blake Coleman, not a ton going on. Dude, we just haven't been able to score in this series, at least not routinely. And how did Stromgren do when he played? He also hasn't been particularly bad. Okay, so our top line, we are looking at Jonathan Huberdeau, Brock Besser, and Martin Pospisil as our best performers. Second line of Sharon Govich, Coronado. Oh, God. Connor Zary is going to be out for Stromgren, by the way. So Huberdeau, Besser, Pospisil, Sharon Govich, Coronado, or potentially Stromgren. Probably leave Stromgren on the third line. With Coleman, we are going to have Kadri there. We're going to have Backlund. Jesus Christ. Okay, I just realized what this is going to be. We're running it this way, though. Huberdeau, Pospisil, Besser, Sharon Govich, Kadri, Coronado, Stromgren, Backlund, Coleman, Lomberg, Higgins, and Marner. We are throwing whatever we can at the wall. Kadri's been better than Pospisil. Yes, but he's taking penalties. And I don't know if you've seen it, but the Oilers have been fucking crushing us. Like, our penalty kill lines are solid. They can't get much better than what they are. It's just, well, I mean, I guess you could argue that Hagens maybe shouldn't be out there, but he is solid defensively. Yeah. Marner at least put up points. He's still on the power play, but defensively, he's getting shelled. We got to throw something else at the wall. We're down 3-1 in the series. It is game number 5. Let's rock. Throwing just desperation at the wall to see what happens. First period, GG's. Leon Draisaitl on the power play and Evander Kane. 19 shots in that period. Not one got past Skinner. Second period, Jesus Christ, on a bicycle on Christmas morning. The Edmonton Oilers are going to eliminate the Calgary Flames in 5 games. Good Lord, looks like those lines worked. I mean, they didn't work that much worse than some of the other line combinations, you know? 6-1, the final score. That'll do it. That will do it, and out we go. We had no answer for Stuart Skinner, and the defense could only hold on for so long. 35 shots, 1 goal. Not great. Not great, to say the least. Huberdeau got hurt in the game. That wouldn't have helped, even if we won, to be without him. He was our top performer. That is a really, really rough end to the playoffs for us. We should have won game 1. We won game 3. Freddie Anderson was atrocious from the deadline on. But we had to try something different because Dustin Wolf, just the levee had broken at that point. Like, he was just getting roughed up himself. So, yeah, we're kind of looking at the defense here. Horrific series from Weegar and Anderson. Deadline acquisition, Ben Sherratt wasn't particularly great either, but this is kind of where we lost the series. Weegar and Anderson weren't great, and of course we re-signed Rasmus Anderson. And I'm kind of regretting that. Again, he has that new contract kicking in. I don't know. Maybe we deal him at the draft. Maybe we do. Right wing side, Huberdeau was great. Brock Besser, 2 goals in 5 games, a -4. Marner was a -5. Coronado was awful. Pospisil had a pretty rough game there in game 5. That top line didn't do much. Nothing from Stromgren, nothing from Zary, nothing from Lomberg. The offense just died. James Hagens, welcome to the NHL, buddy. You got a fucking rude awakening. But, yeah, it's not much we can do. Like, if Jonathan Huberdeau is our leading scorer, that's a problem. Not to say Jonathan Huberdeau can't have great performances. That just means that a lot of people we're looking at to be better were not, especially compared to that. That top line kicked the shit out of us. That top line kicked the ever-loving hell out of us. And then Stuart Skinner made a hell of a lot of saves. Season 2 in the books. We go out with a whimper. Oof.